And that's why when Mr. Nkotaria came here and we're telling him about violence, he said, no, it was peaceful. I just looked at him and laughed. But I asked him a very important question.
And which was?
The question is, how did APP win almost all the seats in Rivers? Our democracy is a joke. Because whatever Sim is blaming Wiki for, he's also as guilty. You brought a political party because you're the governor, you impose your way, you are getting 22/23 in all the local government and you are happy. That's an enthronement of godfatherism also. I'm not supporting Wiki. What Wiki has done is wrong. But you too, what you have done, is it that there are not other political parties that can also thrive in the states? Because you push them, and it's not only in Rivers. Look at Benue, the same thing, APC, parallel. You know, like when they say A1 parallel, APC parallel. Look at Akwa Ibom, PDP parallel. And these governors keep playing God at the expense of democracy. Secondly, the police that they have added to it is the shocking part for me.
For me,
that's an institution of the state. And politicians should remember, the police is not an institution of the executive. It's an institution of the state.
So embarrassing.
They are supposed to be seen as neutral. And you can see them casting away ballot boxes and guns.
Yes.
Hoodlums getting into places, nothing can happen because it doesn't favor them. So what's the future for democracy? I know people have argued that democracy is not perfect. Even look at America, over 200 years, we're still having people like Trump is not perfect. I know, and I'm not saying it has to be perfect. But what I'm asking, can we at least have decorum and modesty? And not allow brigandage to take over our political class?
That's it.
And let's not allow this happen, because in the end, the biggest losers are the people. It is still people they will mobilize on the street to go and sing, give us SIM card and take us wiki, give us SIM card and take us wiki. People's fathers
SIM card
that they will never enjoy the good of the land. All they will give them are pittance. So you can see them. The people are suffering while these elephants are fighting. The political class are going to be the billionaires. They're going to be the one their children will enjoy the good things of life. The Rivers people are going to be the one to suffer it the most.
That's it.
So it's a sad day for democracy. Some people are trying to say it's a win against godfatherism.
That's what
it's a sad day because you forget. It's just like
godfatherism. What's the difference?
It's just like the motor park revolution.
Yes.
Once one godfather go, another one comes.
All right.
Welcome,
Dr. Bati.
You
want to
very quickly, it was Charles Kettering who said that one day a child will not follow his father's advice. The child will follow the father's example, Charles Kettering. Also, one of the aspects of the wisdom of Silenos is called, first chapter of Friedrich Nietzsche's The Birth of Tragedy, is that, look, the son will eventually become the father of the father. So what we have witnessed in Rivers State is that the son, Fubara, has now become the father. He himself has emerged before our very eyes as a father, such that he even now has his own proxy political party, the APP. So what we're witnessing is the emergence of a new godfather in Rivers State.
Absolutely.
However, there is karma in this, there's nemesis in this. When Nyesom Wike took office, I think in 2016, one of the first things he did was to go after the legacy of Rotimi Amechi, his predecessor. He dissolved the caretaker committee that Wike had put in place, and he made sure that his own local government chairman emerged. This is a case of history repeating itself. However, the question we should ask ourselves is that, are there other lessons we can learn from what has transpired in Rivers State? The first is that, in fact, godfathers can be beheaded. So all those emerging godfathers and established godfathers should know that they cannot survive forever. And there are many godfathers who have been decapitated. Number two is the fact that the police overplayed their hands. They were relying on Federal High Court judgment to say, don't get involved, don't provide security. And I insist that the job of the police, as spelled out in Section 214 of the 1999 Constitution and Section 4 of the Police Act, is primarily to protect life and property, and to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. We have seen in Rivers State the fact that, in fact, maybe we can even conduct elections in this country, whether local government or state, and we may not need the police.
Yeah.
The last election they conducted in Edo State, we had 35,000 policemen. Okay, no 35,000 policemen showed up in all the 6,686 polling units, 319 wards, and 18 political parties participating in this Saturday election in Rivers State. So the police, they let them be careful before the people begin to think that the police are becoming relevant to Nigeria's democratic process. Number three is what we have seen, you know, in recent times. About the same time they were having the election in Rivers, they were also having election in Akwa Ibom, into local councils. The chairman in Akwa Ibom will be sworn in today. They may have been sworn in already. In fact, the ruling party in that state took 34 over 34. All the local councils were won by the PDP, the ruling party. In Benue, Father Elia, a priest, a man of God, also made sure that as a politician, his party took all the 23 local government. No party was even allowed to take anything. In Rivers, at least, they allowed some other political parties to take Eche, local government, and to take 5 councillorship wards. In Akwa Ibom and in Benue, it was 100 over 100, which is why questions have been raised about legitimacy of these local government elections.
Correct.
Where the sitting governor can just dictate the outcome of the elections. But finally, in Rivers State, I think what is important is the interest of the people. And as Governor Fubara pointed out, that this newly elected chairman will serve the people. Everybody is now interested in local council elections because of financial autonomy. No, let them not think they are going there to go again and extend and deepen the agony of the long-suffering people of Rivers State. I think the people of Rivers State, they deserve some respite. And we hear that the police who had occupied the various local government secretariats have vacated. We hope that it's true.
Absolutely. Dr. Bati, you made mention of something so important. Godfathers can be beheaded, as we have seen, and that makes me pull up the picture of the day. Can we, if my producer can pull up that picture? It's a picture of Nyesom Wike and Fubara. There you go. Today is Structured Demolition Day. That picture went viral. It was trending yesterday, and you know,
it's an old piece.
It's an old piece. Yes, I saw that, but it's resurfaced online.
Structured Demolition Day. That's not recreating another structure, but another godfather. That's what we have been talking about here. And so it's not just a fight between Wike and Fubara. It's for the soul of democracy, not just in Rivers State, but across Nigeria. So if we're praising this and saying, oh yes, as long as Wike was defeated, then the people don't understand that they are still losing at the end of the day, because it's just uprooting one godfather to put in another. Because those chairmen, would they not be loyal to the person who put them?
Absolutely. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Don't make it right.
Even with all the conversation of local government autonomy and all of that, I don't even know if it's even going to be effective at this point, looking at how it is. But I guess it's the Rivers people that we pray for. I hope that, you know, they get some respite, like you have said. We'll take another story. Content creator Uge Elo Kenneth, who used his TikTok account to highlight the deplorable state of Shell Road in Sapele, Delta State, liking the road to a swimming pool due to frequent flooding, was arrested over the weekend by security operatives. Well, in the video, Kenneth directly called out the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Obowori, and former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, saying both governors have failed the state. Let's take a look at that video.
You know, say, Sheriff and the local government chairman, they're not going to do road for us. So the swimming pool, when they do for us, I want to really appreciate them for this swimming pool, when they do for us. We want bath. Give me soap. Good. Sheriff, Eugene, on a try.
That was a vivid description. I mean, that is about the, strongest form of protest that I have seen so far. I mean, this video went viral over the weekend that security operatives actually picked him up. I spoke with Kenneth this morning. He was on the way to the police station, which I don't even understand why. For what? What is actually going on in our country, Dr. Bati? He told me that, it was a PDP chieftain or PDP chairman that had called the operatives to arrest him. I'm going to follow up on this story, but this is unacceptable.
So is it a crime to have your bath in, he wasn't naked, so they can't say indecent exposure.
He wasn't indecent exposure, but he's a content creator.
Yeah, he's a content, and I was going to say that this is a very powerful form of activism.
Yes.
The people suffer enough, and after a while, when you push people to the wall, they will turn around and begin to complain. Rather than this could have been, I always talk about how you can spin a story, rather than demonizing and, using the force of the law against people who are just protesting and asking for a better life, is to spin it. Say that, we understand, because they didn't just call the current governor, he said Governor Kowa as well, so the previous administration as well. Is to say that, okay, we hear your story, it's funny, but this is what we're going to do. It's not funny, we will repair the roads. Absolutely. We will do something. Is it until all Nigerians begin to take, that's the power of social media. We will begin to report and say, see how bad the roads are. I remember during the Edo elections, they were pointing out roads that were dilapidated.
I mean, look at that.
That the PDP administration hadn't fixed.
Yes.
It's only a little while that people will begin to come out and actively advocate for themselves, and that's what he did. I hope that the governor will retrace his steps and actually not.
Well, we don't know if it is the governor at this point, but it is important for them or the state, the state house or whatever it is, to respond to this actual video, because there are accusations that it is the state government that called for his arrest. But he told me it was a PDP chief.
Is it not a shame on Delta State?
Yes, my state.
On our state.
Are you from Delta?
I was born in Delta.
Oh, you were born in
By
Delta,
extension, I'm from Delta.
Yeah.
I was born in Warri. It's not a shame on our state that this is the same state they fought for resource control for.
Yeah.
To be able to have more resources.
I mean, what is our IGR? Do you know that we have the highest?
And
Do
you
know
see
that?
what we collect from the government.
Delta State.
And these are oil-producing states. This is the only state that...
I mean, FAC allocation.
This is the only state that, correct me if I'm wrong, has 2 airports. The first one was built in Warri by Shell and a couple of other oil companies. This was the hub of productivity of the oil sector. Then you have another one in Asaba. You have a lot of development in Delta State, in Warri and environs back in the days. It was a beehive of activity. But what's the essence of the gift of crude oil that we're giving if it can't benefit the people, and you have streets like this with puddle of water? And he says, and he talks about it, he brings out their shame instead of them to quickly fix the road. I expected them to have gotten people there to start fixing the road today and take pictures of that. That would have been a better response. Then the next thing, you send police to arrest him.
Yes, we have highlighted this story. Nothing must happen to Kenneth because we have to take
I agree with you absolutely, Ojinika, that the state government has the responsibility to come forward and explain the circumstances of this, to the extent that who is responsible for the attempt to silence the Kenneth guy.
Yes.
Because he is entitled under the Constitution of Nigeria to freedom of expression.
Absolutely.
And he has tried to draw attention to a major omission by government in terms of service to the people. The job of government is to serve the people, not to create craters or swimming pools on the roads of Nigeria, whether in Delta State or anywhere. However, to play the devil's advocate, what state governments usually do in this case is to come forward and say, well, that share road referred to in Sapele, they could come around and say it's a federal government road. They could come around and say it's a local government road, and that the state government cannot go and repair roads for the federal government because they may not be reimbursed. We've had issues like that in the past. However, the state government itself exists to serve the interest of the people.
Point. I always feel like those are just excuses.
This road doesn't belong to us. This road doesn't belong to us. It's not an argument that the ordinary people of Nigeria can relate to.
No.
We just want to travel on good roads, whether it's federal or it is state. Let the various arms of government sort out their matter.
Absolutely.
Let the government of the state repair a federal road and say it's taxpayers' money working, as long as the road is in order. So Governor Oberewori, The people of Delta State are, well, whatever the pronunciation, are asking you to act
Sheriff.
and to speak.
Yes, that's it.
On this matter.
Well, all right.
Kenneth should not be victimized.
Absolutely.
For acting as a responsible citizen.
We stand with Kenneth.
We stand with Kenneth.